Hi all, welcome to my channel. Hope you are all doing great. This is for those who want to learn PowerShell. Now we'll go through PowerShell commands. Before going to PowerShell commands, we need to launch PowerShell. For that, go to search, type PowerShell and open it. I'm clicking on run as administrator. Click on yes. Now we're able to see PowerShell window. Our next command is get content. The get content command in PowerShell is used to read the contents of a file and display it in the PowerShell window. The syntax is get-content -path, and we have to give a complete file path and file name of a file. It will display the content of that specific file which we mentioned. We can also get the content of more than one file at a time. For that, we have to use get-content -path, and we have to mention the complete file path and file name of a file with a comma separated value within quotes, so that it will display those files content in sequential order, like a one by one. It will show the first file content on the top and followed by the second file content, followed by the third file if we give any, and so on. Or if you want to see one specific file content, we can give as a get-content -path, and we have to mention that specific file path and file name alone. And we can also get some specific lines of a file as well. To do that, we have to use get-content -path space. We have to give a complete file path of the file along with the file name. After that, we have to give space -tile space. We have to give the number so that it will give last number of lines which we mentioned. Here in this example, we gave tile 5, so it will give last 5 lines. If we give tile 20, it will give last 20 lines. Similar way, if you want to see first few lines, we have to give as a get-content -path and mention file path along with the file name space -head 5. To see top lines, we have to use -head space and we have to give number. Here we gave 5 so that it returns top 5 lines, first 5 lines. To see first few lines, we have to give -head. If you want to see last few lines, we have to give -tail. Now we'll see these examples in PowerShell. Now we'll see the content from dir files. First, we'll see what are the files available and from which files we need to use. To check files and folders, as we discussed earlier, we use get-child item. -path. Now we'll see what are the files available in directory 2. Here we have a file 1, file 2, file 3, file 4, file 5. File 1 and file 2 don't have any data, so that for our examples, we'll see file 3, file 4, file 5. To see the content of file 3, we have to use get-content command, get-content -path, and we have to mention complete file path and file name. So once I press enter, we can see the content of file 3. Now we're able to see the content inside file 3. Now if you want to see 2 or more files content at a time, we have to use get-content -path, and we have to mention a complete file path and file name, comma, we have to give second file path completely again. Now I'm pressing enter. Now we should see the contents of file 3 on the top because we gave it first, and after that we have to see file 4 content. See, this is the file 3 content, this is the file 4 content. To verify that, we'll see file 4 content, get content -path, see, this is the file 4 content. It looks like it appended with the file 3 content and displayed, because here we are asking to display file 3 content and file 4 content. And if you want to copy data to any other file, we can see that one as well. We'll use get-content -path. We'll see how to copy the content of file 4 to file 5. We want this content of file 4 to new file. Now we'll see the content in file 5. See, file 4 content has been copied to file 5. Now we'll see once again what are the files available in directory 2. To do that, you have to use a get child item -path. You have to give complete path. Here if you observe, file 6 has been created. I have created file 6 just now and added some content for further examples. Before that, we'll see what is there in file 6. To do that, we have to use get-content -path, file name, see, we are able to see the content of file 6. It is similar to application logs or any kind of a logs data. So when we are trying to see the content of a file 6, it's displaying complete data. So instead of that, if you want to see first few lines, our last few lines, how can we do? For that, have to use get hyphen content hyphen path, and we have to give complete path of file, file name. If you want to see first few lines, you have to use hyphen head space 5, for example. It will display first 5 lines from the file which we mentioned. Say if you want to see first 20 lines, you can see it will display first 20 lines. If you want to see first 15 lines, it will display first 15 lines. Whatever the number we mentioned here, it will display that many lines. If you use a head, it will display top 15 lines from the specified file. Similar way, if you want to see the content from the specified file, we have to use get hyphen content hyphen path. We have to mention a complete file path, hyphen tail. We have to mention how many lines we want to see. If you want to see last 10 lines, you have to give 10. It will display last 10 lines. If you want to see last 5 lines, get content hyphen path hyphen tail 5 if you want to see last 5 lines. If you want to see last 15 lines, we can give simply 15 at the end. You can get last 15 lines. This way, we can get last few lines from mentioned file by using hyphen tail parameter. By using get content, we can see single file content or multiple files content at a time. We can copy the content from one file to another file, and we can see top few lines by using hyphen head. Similar way, we can see bottom lines by using hyphen tail along with the get content command. This is all about get content.